beloved. Peace. It's your homie, Yungcontent, the unofficial sensei of the culture, master youthfulness, contentment, and NFTs. And do I have to send a message to myself? Are we live? Is the stream not bugging? Because I know my intro wasn't working. All right? It was working, but it wasn't moving. So sorry about that. We have the 8.1 project loaded up, Uncaged. I really don't know too much about the project, but I know it's about a hamster named Nails. And I'm looking forward to kind of diving in to the project. We have, I know you heard his voice in the ether. We're going to get to that. But just some groundwork. Follow the show, follow the guest always. Ask questions. If you want to be a part of the Secret Dojo, aka the Secret Dojo Discord, where we share alpha plays only. The soundbite is here somewhere. I can turn it on. Make sure you buy a toy. A link in bio at Young Show on Twitter. Is a rare toy. There's only 30 left. It's Tony, one of my best friends, the muscle of the dojo. But hopefully you guys had a good week. It's the weekend. It's Friday. I'm looking forward to expanding my my party mind. You know, I'm about to party hardy. Probably go to the mountains, hang out. Hopefully you guys are doing well. So I know you came here to hear me ramble. Let's teleport and let's talk to the 8.1. What up, man?
What's happening?
What's happening, dude? Welcome to the show, dude.
Thank you very much. I disagree with what you said, though, man. I think people will come here and listen to you ramble all day.
A ramble? Man, me? Nah.
Honestly, man, I think you got a hit show here. Just people just hearing you talk.
Dude, I think you got a hit project. I mean, the homie Metamori told me about it. I have a lot of respect for him. I don't put any project on this channel. There's so many projects that hit me up in my DMs. You can't believe it. And yeah, I just excited to actually dive into something that really matters to me. What that matters to other people, that doesn't matter. But what matters to me, what matters to you, what matters to the space, what matters for good alpha. So, how's your day, first and foremost?
Yeah, it's good, man. It's like this is the highlight of the day. I'm feeling pumped. My hands are sweaty, but I'm really excited to be here, man.
Dude, I love the hamster PFP behind you. It has like the scratches on the wall. It says SA. So much detail in that.
No, there's a lot of hidden details. The funny ongoing joke is that people keep calling it a hamster. It's actually a guinea pig.
A guinea pig? What the fuck am I talking about?
It looks like if you put a hamster and a guinea pig next to each other, people can't tell the difference. Maybe we should have done a hamster, but
no. You gotta do the guinea pig. Talk to me about the guinea pig. Why guinea pigs? Because you feel like they're underrepresented. Well, what's up with the guinea pig action there?
Well, we wanted to pick something that kind of symbolized the story we wanted to tell, and it's the story is all about it's all based on this character who's trapped in the lab. I think Metamori gave a bit of a preview yesterday. Spent his entire life in the lab, and has never known anything else other than the four walls of his cage. And you got the metaphor of we're all guinea pigs in an experiment, in society's experiment. And we wanted, we felt the guinea pig was perhaps the most innocent, animal first character to pick. And I got the feeling people will come to love him over the next couple of years.
I love that. There's not a lot of character stories. I mean, there are. I mean, from my perspective, I know that Encode Graphics is doing some cool stuff. Who else is doing some good character storyline? Parallel, but there's no like story. Metamori told me that there's no story for like children or just like that kid inside of us all.
Yeah.
I've grown up reading those gold sealed, edges sealed Disney books, and those have a special place. And is that something that you guys want to try to do? Is like bring real story time to NFTs?
For sure, man. It's like, I think that, the audience is kind of like a fine boundary. It's bringing out the child in us, but it's not necessarily targeting children, if that makes sense. Like the story has some like quite like sinister tones. We call it one fucked up love story is what we call it, right? That's so it's like,
I didn't know that. So it's a diverse for the gamut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it brings out the child in us. I'm hoping a lot of people will resonate with the things that the character is going through. But it's more definitely targeted at the adults. But there, like you said, there are lots of character series out there. What the way we like to think of ourselves is the first drop, where if you mint the first character, a guy called Nails, you will be airdropped 7 other characters
Bro, you
within the
can't be
next
leaking
12
alpha all
months.
of a sudden. That's too quick to leak alpha, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Holy moly. I gotta give you the soundbite for that. Hold on.
Alright.
Play it.
Alpha plays only.
Love it.
But that's crazy. So this has like maybe a Penelope's Country Club. I know when you buy their first cat, you get airdropped every month. It's like a gift. So you're going with that same approach? Holy shit.
Exactly. Yeah, the first one to build a story out of it. And I don't want to give away too much. This might be a bit be too much of a sneak peek, but we think of the first 7 characters as really as only the first book in what could be a trilogy of books that we could release over a period of years and years. The founders are just so passionate behind what we're building. It's not a short-term project for us, and that's what we wanted to do. We were thinking, there's so many projects out there. There's something like 21 projects being dropped every day now.
Yeah.
And how many of them are still going to be here in a year's time? How many of these founders are really committed to the community that they're building? So I'm like, that's what we wanted to do. We want to demonstrate commitment, and best way to do that is to build not a roadmap, a story. That's our saying is,
let's go. I love that. Fuck a roadmap at this point of the story. We have a story.
Exactly.
It's all story, and I love
Exactly.
that. I love that you're taking that approach. I mean, some of the best communities in the NFT space, the Kongs, Parallel, they're all about the story. They're all about longevity. I'm seeing pixel projects that are saying they have tokens coming out every day now. It's fucking kind of overwhelming. Before I ask you the question, I just want to get to the chat. Say hi to everyone. Sorry, guys, if I didn't say hi to you guys, but Tom Carr, all money in, no money out. Yes. Eva Van Der Brot. Hiya, Eva. How you doing? Omar, we live. Yes, I was about to say live. I'm done. Izzo, hello. Guinea Pig, yes. Brennan, who cares? Shout out to Who Cares. APO Daily, yes. Alpha Plays Only. Here you go for that one.
Alpha plays only.
You can't hear it, but they can hear it. I just don't want no echo. Dig the show. Deep. Guinea pigs are the future. Yes, they are the future, and they cannot be manipulated with. What is your role, that NFT guy, on the project? Talk about your role. What is your role?
What is my role? So there's 5 founders, and we're all creatives, and my role is a bit of a funny title. I've spent the last 5 years working as a creative strategist, which means that I work behind the idea. I set the foundations for an idea, by understanding the audience, by understanding, what's working, what isn't, and building the strategy behind a launch. And I've done that, for advertising campaigns. I've done that for, shows and things like that. So it's the first time doing it in the NFT world, but I think everybody's doing this for the first time in the NFT world.
Yeah.
So.
That's legit. I mean, there's so many people that say they actually have that credentials. You actually have those credentials, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I know how to build anything creative. So but this project's not really about me. We've got, like I said, we've got 5 founders, and they are, the most talented people I've ever worked with. We've got a lead storyteller who I don't want to reveal too much, but we're going to be revealing a part of our story this weekend. She's done a voiceover, and the story will honestly break your heart. I've heard it, and I heard it in the middle of the night, and I almost started crying myself. It's powerful as fuck.
I love that. The story writer here, shout out to story writers. You got to be a little off center. We were just talking about that before. I'm literally delaying the story I'm writing for the winter because I just got to get in this really weird mood, I guess. What is her process like? Is she a little off center? Is she really committed? Does she have to write in the wintertime only? How does she come up with this type of feeling that this emotional graph that pulls your heartstrings on the story?
I think I'll have to let her speak for herself. What she'll do like an Ask Me Anything at some point. But the way I've worked with her, and the thing I see she does really well is that she knows how to put herself not just in the shoes of the character, but in the shoes of the audience. She knows what people are going through right now. She knows what people have experienced what pain we felt as human beings. She knows, the things that we've all suffered, the things that we've all loved, the things we've all enjoyed, and she knows how to pull that together in a way that kind of grips you, which is what I hope people will see when they hear the first part of the story, is that actually, I feel like I've gone through this. It's kind of the basis for building TV shows and movies and books, is that everybody wants to see themselves in a book. Everybody wanted to be Harry Potter, right? Everybody wants to be, Doctor Who. I don't know if you're into Doctor Who, but that's what she does.
Everybody wants to be Kenny Powers.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Everybody wants to be James Bond. Like, people just think about the characters. And
what if you want to be Smeagol?
Well, there's always someone, man. Yeah. And no judgment, Yeah.
The quiet life of Smeagol.
Yeah.
And that's cool, man. What are some of the teens' inspirations? Speaking of the Lord of the Rings, where did you draw inspiration from the 8.1 Uncaged project? And why the name the 8.1? What does that mean?
Again, we can't reveal too much, but there's a lot of meaning behind the names, a lot of meaning behind a lot of the small details in the artwork. But this is a story. It's like people, you don't want me to tell you the end of the Game of Thrones before you've seen the full series, right? So we can't reveal too much. But what we can say is that the 8 is obviously quite obvious. There's 8 characters. Uncaged, I think that you can kind of imply where that's coming from. It's a guinea pig that's been caged up his entire life, and you can kind of figure out where that's going. But I don't want to reveal too many details about the story, otherwise it will spoil it for everyone. But I can tell you it's got quite a character arc. There's lots of twists and turns, but it's not, we call it a love story, but it's so fucked up, it's going to break your heart. There's no this is not a PG rated story, if that makes sense.
So it's not PG rated. All right, that's good. That's a little alpha leak. Metamori just arrived in the chat. He said, "Let's effing go, Nails." Shout out to you, buddy.
I love Metamori.
Talk to how did you and Metamori link up, or how was that? Was that organic, or you went into the DMs?
We met in the most random project. It's a project called Barely Bears, which I think only has a couple.
2 of them yesterday.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Smart, mate. They're doing something really clever. But we just saw each other because we saw a young artist who was just trying to get by. He was releasing his work for 0.01 ETH or something like that, and we were both in the chat, and we were both just really supporting and trying to give encouragement. And I really liked his vibe, and me and him were always competing to get the daily drops. I got some, he got most of them. I think he's got like 10 or 15 of them or something. But and we just started from there, and we started sharing tips and drops. And there's very few people in this space who I think are as genuine as Metamori. I think if you're not following him, I'm sure a lot of your show are, and I'm sure you feel the same way, Mr. Young. But
yes, I feel the way with there's an influx of new people coming in left and right, front and bottom, all over the NFT Twitter space right now. They keep going. They follow what people are retweeting. It's kind of, whatever buzzes gets a lot of the follows. But we here at the show, and I'm pretty sure with your project, want to highlight positivity, positive vibes only. You probably won't catch me in drama unless some real toxic shit happens. But I love positivity, and that's why Metamori, and I think talking to you for a couple minutes, you definitely have that energy too. So I know anything with that energy succeeds, hopefully, in this space.
I hope so, man. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to work with Metamori. We've got 2 other community leaders as well, and we've got the 5 founders. So it's a big team. But the thing that underlines us all, and I think you would totally fit this description as well, is that we are just good human beings, right? There's just like a positive energy throughout us. And even though I don't think we've got like the biggest Discord, you know, we're growing, we're still really early days. You just go on there and everybody knows everything about each other's lives. Like I know about people's kids and, you know, their daily routines and, you know, their bucket list and you know, their favorite drinks, their favorite beers.
Dang,
It's just
that's
this.
that's big. That's that intangibles that don't get enough credit.
Yeah,
Things you don't see.
it's just about I exactly. It's just about building some positivity and warmth in otherwise what I think is like quite a like a like quite it can be quite toxic sometimes in NFTs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a fine line, you know. Does the 8.1 have a lot of toxicity in the character arcs? I mean, I'm pretty sure you have a climax point. The beginning probably is a twist or turn. Is that all in? Is that all we can expect from this story? And is this stuff going to be like a physical, maybe, or no?
Maybe, but I think there's definitely a lot of pain. There's a lot of suffering. There's definitely, you know, some good guys in there, but it's painting a world of what it's like for these animals in these testing facilities. So, you know, another thing that's really important to all the founders is animal welfare and animal cruelty. And I honestly think if you don't care about animal cruelty, then I question, you know,
Hold on,
your,
I got a sound bite for that. Here you go. You gotta have it. You gotta protect the animals. I mean, a lot of projects say they're gonna protect the animals. Hopefully, you can succeed in that.
I hope so, man. I think what a lot of projects do is they donate to charity, which makes a big difference for sure. But we're trying to tell a story, you know, and I hope people will, you know, even the traits that we've chosen still describe some of the animal the tests that happen on animals today. So it's done in a way which I think is tasteful, but it's also hoping to shed some light on something that we care about, you know.
Dude, sick. That's really cool. That's really cool. And there's a lot of young people getting NFTs. I see all the time. There is a young girl working with the sewer rats. I think her name is Nadia. She has a certain. She has I believe it's like a certain. Well, how would you say? She's a disability, and
Right.
they're collabing with her. You have young people in the Dead Fellas Discord. I don't know if you know the Dead Fellas, but I saw
Yeah.
this Twitter of this girl showing off her Dead Fella as show and tell to all her 10-year-old friends. So yeah, we got a merit, a responsibility. But you said it's not going to be necessarily for kids. Can kids still read it, or is there like a non-explicit version?
That's a good point, actually. Maybe we need to make a non-explicit version, but you know, right underneath the 8.1 Uncaged banner, you'll see it says there one fucked up love story. So perhaps not immediately, so but in the long term, potentially. Like, you know, we want to build the next Disney, right? And I know it sounds crazy,
No,
but
it's not
that's
crazy. I mean, you're a world builder. I mean, you got to say stuff like this. You got to trust your vision.
exactly, man. I don't believe going into anything with, you know, half-heartedly or with half a vision. I believe going into something thinking that you're going to change the world, right? And if you go in there, I'm a big believer of manifesting. Do you know what I mean by manifesting?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that you
yeah. I
put
do it all
something
the
out
time.
there?
I'm the sensei, bro. I got crystals and I meditate all the time.
Yeah, exactly, man. You put something out into the world, it will happen. And if you know, I think there's a lot of projects out there that just they're thinking, if I can sell 10,000 at 0.06 min, you know, that's 600 ETH. You know, that's what founders are thinking about, right? Where, you know, whereas for us, you know, we're thinking about building something that I hope, well, I plan to last generations. You know, we talk about like people on our Discord have got children. We talk about, you know, this is something we want you to hand down to your children, right? It's that, you know, that line when you're buying a Rolex, you know, you're not buying it for you, you're buying it for your children. You know,
Yeah,
that's what
that's a
we want.
fact.
You know.
There's someone in the chat that says I don't know if this person is in your Discord, Eva Van der Brot,
Hmm.
but yo, you said something funny. She said leak the alpha already. I'm like, what? That is so funny, dude. I mean, are you guys don't leak any alpha in there? Everyone is like frothy of the mouth trying to get like information, drop times,
Yeah,
trait variations. Are you leaking that
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. Slowly, man. We still got another 3 weeks before we hope to launch towards the end of this month. We are going to clash with spooky season, but I hope people will still be able to see that we're doing something special here. But we've got 150 traits, I think, right now. We're going to have somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 to drop. It's going to be a smaller drop than others, and that's intentional because if you think there's going to be 8 airdrops, that's 8 times 2,000, so 16,000 characters overall in the universe. And we're doing things slightly unconventionally as well, which I hope people will be able to oversee, is that we're doing this over OpenSea as well. So people will be able to see what they're buying, right? It will be like a Dutch auction starting at 0.5 going down to 0.1. And people will be able to pick out the ones that they want. And honestly, I hope it gets to the floor price and people are able to pick up, things that could value. So
I know I'm gonna probably pick some up. I mean, I missed the old days when the Sensei was like a nobody and I could just buy anything and no one like looked at my wallet. But now, people look at my wallet and they copy buy. But I'm looking to how is there a pre-sale thing that I could get in, or are we gonna go gas war central here?
There definitely won't be a gas war, and that's one of the good things about a Dutch auction, is that people will spread out their buying over a period of like half an hour or an hour or so, rather than everybody trying to buy in the first couple of minutes. And there we are really reluctantly actually doing a whitelist, only because we've had about 1,000 people ask us about it. But we're making it based on engagement, right? Not number of messages or anything like that, but like genuine community engagement. So every day we're picking out a couple of people who we think meet our community values. You spoke earlier, Young, about inclusivity and positivity. Funnily enough, our 3 community values are inclusivity, positivity, and support, right? You see that on our Discord, and we pick out a few people every day who meet those. And then and the other way is that if you reach a certain level of engagement, you'll also get onto the whitelist as well. But I'm going to look after you, Mr. Young. Don't worry, mate. You're on
Yeah,
my
because
list.
I can't be in every Discord. I literally just talking to people all the time, and I got my own thing. But
Yeah,
I want to be in there, dude. I do, and then we could have you guys on the show again, and just kind of spread that good juju.
Good juju, man.
Good juju for sure. I wanted to talk to you about maybe some other off topic stuff, and then we can go back in there.
Yeah,
but are you a collector?
course.
How long you been in the NFT space? What do you like to collect? What are some of your projects that are on your radar? I gotta hear it.
Yeah, sure, man. I mean, I'm definitely a collector. I'm nowhere near the size of Metamori, but I think I've got about 100 pieces or so,
Ooh.
and I've got like a few. It's nothing. Sorry, mate. It's nothing like nowhere like near to the success of Metamori, but I've got a bunch of art blocks. I got a few V friends.
You got V friends, dude?
I got V friends. We were inspired by
Alpha.
V friends. I know it's Alpha.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I think what Gary Vee did, which was genius, was he realized he wasn't the best artist, but he knew he had 2 strengths, right? One, which was building community, building an engaged audience, and getting his audience to talk to each other. And 2 was figuring out ways to add value beyond the art, right? So he added this utility of 3 years of going to V conferences, that comes with every V friends. And I thought that was genius, right? And then, we were really inspired by that. We were like, what value can we add to our initial tokens beyond the first mint? So you're not just buying the first one. What can we do? So we were so inspired by Gary Vee. That was my first purchase. I got a couple of those.
Wow. And then what else? The FaceTime. What's the FaceTime one?
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Is it FaceTime? Oh, FaceTime Hawk but yeah, no, I didn't. I really regret it. I ended up getting something which was almost as much on mint day, but I wish I did, because right now being able to talk to Gary Vee would be incredible. But
I mean, that connection you have when you go to VCon, I would suggest that team go out there for sure. You just never
Yeah,
know. I
man.
mean, he seems to always be gracious to hear your story out and connect it. So
For sure, man. One of my happiest days was when Gary Vee followed me on Twitter. I was like, oh shit, I made it, you know. But he follows a lot of people. But yeah, so big fan of VFriends. I bought some surreals recently. Do you get any surreals?
oh no, I didn't get any surreals. They look amazing. What before you get into surreals, Cody, yo, dude, yeah, if you get a toy, that would mean a lot to me. Thanks for liking the vibe. At Young
Hmm.
Show, you see the Twitter right there, and then you go to the link in bio, the link tree, and it's the first top row, the NFT Tony toy. It's 0.05, it's only 30. It's our first rare, and then it gets you in the dojo. So thanks for being here. Thanks for enjoying the vibe. So the surreals, very good art. I don't know the story about it, but they're just flower heads, right?
Yeah, flower heads. No, they're exactly flower heads. But you know, they just blew up just suddenly, and I think they did it really organically as well. People just fell in love with the art, you know. And I think they announced day one, and then they launched like day seven or something like that. It was crazy how quickly they built that up. But it just goes to show you that there's so much demand for good art out there, and there's so many PFP projects which are just there's so much shit out there right now, man. You know,
Straight
there's like,
shite for real, absolute shite.
yeah, yeah, man.
That's how the people in the English people say it, right? All right, bye.
Yeah, yeah, total bollocks, man.
I love that. Um,
Love it.
there pianos for teeth said OG Lab right here. Do you know pianos for teeth?
Oh yeah, I love my OGs. You know,
That's the OG
we're
Lab
gonna
right. He
take care
said.
of them. Yeah, like we're gonna take care of them. We've got a special channel for our OGs, and we say, you know, what we're doing something special for our OGs. We're gonna give them a hand drawn version of Nails, our first character that we used in our development. And the way I like to think about it is imagine if somebody gave you a hand-drawn picture of Mickey Mouse in the 1930s.
I
That's what
really
I'm
wish I
saying
had
to
a
people.
soundbite that said "ooh," but man, holy moly, you're right, fully right.
Let's do it together, man. You ready? On
Alpha
three,
plays
2, 1.
only.
Ooh.
Ooh. Right after the alpha plays play. Oh snap, that was good.
Love it.
APO. Um, who is the artist behind the project? And you guys have like a little surreal vibe too. Looking at the art and studying it. It looks like
Yeah.
it's a pastel oil. I don't know what it is, but it looks good.
Oh, mate, you just made my day. That's exactly the sort of vibe that we're going for, which is we wanted to go for that hand-drawn look, which was completely different to a lot of the other PFPs. Surreals have just totally smashed it. You know, they've done something incredible. But the artist is one of my favorite people in the world, and when you hear his CV, it's incredible. So he worked on Harry Potter. He's worked on so many Disney movies.
The guy
He's
that's
worked on The
working on this
Mummy.
worked on Harry Potter.
Yeah, man, he was massive. You know, he had offers to, you know, to
Holy
work on
shit!
like huge directing gigs, right? But he's working with us in this, and I feel honored. I feel so honored to have him as our lead designer on this. He's so talented, and you know, hopefully one day, you know, if we get to the point where we can tell you who he is, or, you know, probably after launch. But for the time being, the only thing I can say to you is that he's one of the most sought after designers in the UK. He's just a good human being, you know.
Wow. So so was it tough finding a coder to smart to kind of run the generative trait contract? So all the trait, it's all generative, right? So the algorithm makes up
Yeah,
what it makes. Was that hard
yeah.
finding
It's quite
that coder, that code base?
no. Do you know the generator part is actually not the hardest part of running a project like this. You know, I've got a very close friend who was able to build it for us. But the hardest thing is building a blockchain contract. And I'm going to be so upfront with you, Young, right? So we were getting quotes for like 30, 40, 50 ETH, right, to build, you know, our contract, plus people wanted 30%. And I'm like,
Huh.
you know, I was like, that's ridiculous, man. I was like, we'd rather do everything we can and spend that money on the story and the characters and giving back to the community rather than paying like I call them cowboy developers. Like how many drops have you seen where the contract's been faulty or, the website's failed or anything like that. So we were like, fuck it, man, let's put this on OpenSea. If people like the art, people like the story, yeah, then they'll come along with us on the journey. And I think OpenSea gets a lot of hate nowadays, but what they've done to empower artists and empower creatives like us, I don't think people realize how thankful creators like us are for platforms like OpenSea and like Rarible and things like that. So yeah, man.
Yeah, for real. That's a great point. I know OpenSea is getting a lot of slack. But it's kind of, it's nice. I've always said that Facebook's a free service where you're the product, and everything has been flipped on its head with the Web 3.0 movement. And I know that with that community, you can find the right leverage. I know my friend right now, he's working on he's learning the code to make his own generative thing. I feel like if all you have to do is ask, and someone will help you out in this community because it's so loving. Someone wants to hear the soundbite. All right, he keeps requesting. Omar, here you go, dude. You like this soundbite? I'll play it for you.
Okay.
It's a Drake soundbite that says "okay." From his new album. What kind of music you like, dude? What is the? Are you working on a film score for the 8.1? What is that film score? Are you hiring Hans Zimmer that made the Batman soundtrack? What does the soundtrack look like?
I don't think it'll be my music tastes, man. I'm really into like 60s and 70s Motown.
Ooh.
Like I'm a big fan of Otis Redding. They're like sitting on the dock of a bay. A big fan of Smokey and Tears of a Clown, things like that. I'm more into like the old school, boring stuff. Like I like Drake and
have you heard of Leon Bridges?
Like that. Leon Bridges, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. He's such an old soul. He's a current artist, such an old soul. He has that Motown feel though.
He does, man. That's why I love new people coming up, and trying to replicate that old Motown feel. It's great to see.
Guys, subscribe to the show. Okay, follow at the 8.1. Subscribe. When you subscribe, my poodle comes up. So if you didn't buy a poodle, you can see him react, and that's always worth it. Shout out to OG Willie, my poodle. I actually do have a real poodle. It's a chocolate poodle. But I live in a fantasy world in my mind. So it's a pink poodle in my mind, but it's a real chocolate poodle in real life. So subscribe, and let's see these notifications. Dude, so what is so when does the project release? And then are you going to be doing like a marketing campaign? Do you have a marketing team? Who's some of the people you want to talk to in the space? I know the lads, Lad City Radio would love to have you on their channel.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, no, we'll talk about that. That would be incredible if we can. I mean, we are just trying to talk to everybody who we can, right? The problem is that it's so crowded right now, and everybody's trying to do the same, But to answer your question, we're launching somewhere between the 27th and the 30th, so about 3 weeks away from now. And we've got a big marketing plan. We've got a trailer that's going to be released soon. That's been done by our art director, another guy who I haven't actually spoken about. He's also one of the most talented people I've ever worked with. And we've got a website that's being built by our lead marketer, who, she is just such an incredible entrepreneur, a massive NFT fan who's got a growing collection herself. So we've got a website, a trailer going out, hopefully some collaborations.
Are you talking about Pretty?
Pretty? No, it's somebody else.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I've heard of Pretty though. Wait, why have I heard of Pretty? Where have I heard of her from?
She's in your Discord. It follows you. Pretty NBA Top Shot. She's like an OG NBA Top Shot whale. And,
yeah,
I saw her.
Pretty. I knew the name, of course. No, that's somebody else. It's actually on our Discord, Gradients. She's our lead, marketer, and she's such an incredibly talented person.
I love that.
I just like the people I work with, man. It's like the founders are just like a group of friends, more than anything. So I just feel so fortunate, to be able to work with them, to be able to talk to you. So
what do you think? What kind of story can you compare the 8.1 Uncaged project to that you've seen in the last decade that has that raw grit, but also loving, like fantasy vibe? what other projects what other stories or IPs could you compare it to?
Oh, what a question. My mind is running through every film I've ever seen right now to try and draw comparisons. Do you know what? My lead storyteller is really going to kick me, but I'm struggling to draw a comparison because I'm sure I should be able to find one, because
It might
it
be a
tells
unique one of its own, maybe one of one then.
I hope so. I think the truth is I think a lot of stories follow like a similar-ish format, but I think that the thing that makes ours different is that it's quite dark, it's quite it's quite gritty, it sheds light on something that we're really passionate about, and it's it's a love story which is, I don't think, will be like any other. I can think of one, but if I tell you what it is, Young, it's going to give away. It will give away too much.
Okay.
I'll tell you now, it's not a modern story. It's something that was written a long time ago. But
Wow.
I can't tell you what it is.
They do make great PFPs. I will tell you that. Do you have like connections with like some big NFT people? Maybe like the CyberCon community. I know you said Barely Bears. Are you looking forward to collaborating in like year 2 of the project, or I mean, I'm pretty sure you're going to be heads down focusing on kind of the sellout, maybe the marketing strategy, the giveaways. But what does that collabing look like, and do you have any wants to collab?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my biggest thing is building together and succeeding together. It's like I will collab with anybody who wants to collab, right? If there's any founders out there who's working on something right now, reach out to me and we'll build together. This is one of those spaces where if you're focused on just doing things yourself, building things yourself, you're not going to make it. So we've got, I don't want to give away too much as well, but we do have some collabs with some quite big discords coming up, which I hope will get us to where we want to be by launch day. But I'm hoping the thing that will propel us is when people hear the prologue, people hear chapter 1, people see the website, see our trailer. I think I want people to buy the story, not the hype, if that makes sense.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, that comes out when? This weekend?
Prologue will be out this weekend. Chapter 1 will be released not too soon after that. Website should be up in a few days as well. Trailer should be up in a few days after that. So it's going to come thick and fast. If you're not on the Discord already, get on there. It's a really warm place.
Or get lost. All right, not gonna make it. You gotta get on the Discord. I know it's a good vibe.
Yeah.
I have the same. I love the vibe in there. I feel it, and I feel it the same way in my own dojo. It's beautiful. YOLO boy, hey, what's going on, dude? Let's fucking go back at it again. Yes, dude, we back at it again. Good to see you here, Omar. You're laughing at that. Okay, I get it, bro. You're amazing. Check out the 8.1. Get a hamster. The hamsters look like a real awesome PFP project. Do you hopefully it sticks as on the Twitter profiles, right? That's what you want.
Oh, for sure. I'm still laughing because people keep calling it a hamster. It's a guinea pig.
The guinea. God damn it.
It's so funny. Do you know what? It's the sort of thing that I think will be correcting for like years and years, and people will probably call him a hamster. Maybe hamster is his nickname or something. But
the big old
it's so funny. Yeah, exactly. He's chubby, he's cute, man. But he's somebody who's got a dark backstory, man. So, yeah, for sure, man. I love it when people change their PFPs to Nails, our guinea pig already. We've got about 20 people on the Discord who've already done it, and when I see it, it just makes my heart melt. Like, it just, when you create something, this better than I do, but when you create something, you put it out there, you feel so vulnerable. You feel like, shit, the world's about to judge my work.
Yeah.
And when we put this out there, and this isn't my work, it's the work of 5 people, I was like, fuck, we are about to be judged. And to see people already change their PFP, it's just, man, it's emotional.
Thank you for subscribing, Eloyd. What up, name? I feel like you should name one of these guinea pigs Eloyd, because that is a fucking name. Eloyd. Wow, I love that. That name is crazy. Great name.
Love it.
Definitely stand out in a crowd. Are you going to NFT NYC? Are you going to be representing this project there?
Yeah, one of our founders is based in NYC, so she's definitely going to be there. It's her name's Gradients, tags Gradient, so she'll definitely pop by for sure. It's a shame that that's probably going to be just before our launch, so we can't do anything big around there. But for sure, man, we'll be there. Are you going to be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there for sure. I'm gonna be there with the
That's
Parallel
awesome.
Boys and the Gutter Cats. And who else I'm gonna be there with? Just everyone, really. If you catch the vibe. If you're in New York City, we'll hang out. Or I can't promise we'll all hang out because there's so much shit that I got to do. But I'll definitely.
You're a wanted man.
Not really, man. I'm just trying to grow up. I'm trying to grow up in this game. There's a lot of people coming out, making content now. Kind of been doing it for a long time. I mean, I was holding it down since 2018. I wasn't really making content to 2021. But I was in Maddie's Discord, kind of community engaging with DCL Blogger, and just doing my own thing. But it's cool that everyone's finding their lane. Guys, if you have any questions, this will be the time to ask any secret questions you have for the guinea pig, the 8.1 Project Uncaged. So I want to ask a question. What are your favorite traits, and maybe that you can kind of highlight? What's some of your favorite traits in your perspective?
I got a couple. So, we built some of the traits around the experiments that he goes through, but we also built them around the things that he loves, right? So Nails loves his food, right? He is just obsessed with his food. And you'll see one where he's holding Kentucky Fried guinea pig as a KFGP bucket. Yeah, you'll see one where he was especially a good boy in the lab one day, and the lab gave him a huge bucket, and he's sitting in it. Well, I've got another one where he's holding a dirty magazine, and there's some tissues on the floor. So I think you can put 2 and 2 together and figure out what happened there. Some tissues on the floor.
Jeez. Horny
So
boy.
that's what I'm saying. It's not like I'm glad that it appeals to the children inside of us, but it's definitely not a children's story, if you know what I mean.
So when you get one character at midday, the eight things that you get from that point on are just attachments to the character, or character versions. What is that?
Yeah, there'll be different species. So we'll release 7 different species, and there'll be 8 characters in total over 12 months. And they'll all be involved in the story of how Nails becomes uncaged, right? And how his uprising, how his resistance.
And when you say uncaged, that's just like right, like that kind of uncaged.
It's going to be a madness. It's going to be like Game of Thrones when they were fighting the White Walkers. It will be like biblical, man.
I love that. Biblical. I love that. Hold on.
Alpha plays only.
For sure. That's
For sure.
I love saying that biblical. I mean, that's good story arc, You gotta have a good story arc. You gotta have a good way to flow the story. I'm pretty sure you guys are already thinking year 2, year 3. Crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a lot planned, man. we've got our 7 characters. We know how they're going to work together. We know where this is going. It's kind of like when George R.R. Martin wrote out the books for Game of Thrones. He wrote out the first 4 or 5 and didn't publish the last one, but he knew what was going to happen. And he knows how it's going to end. It's just it's tying it together, and that's what we've got. We know where this is going, and I'm so excited to release this to people slowly over time.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, you got my support. I think I asked you a bunch of really good questions, and I really feel like I'm more empowered in the Uncaged. I feel like I want to be Uncaged, for sure. I think I'm trying to get Uncaged like Nails. I just got to go through more shit. Hopefully not bad.
But yeah, look, I just want to say, man, I'm a big fan of you. I'm a big fan of people who've got positive energy. And you were saying there's so many like NFT influencers out there, and I'm not going to name any names, but there's a lot of people who are doing it with self-interest, trying to make bags. And I think what you do is put out some just genuine alpha, and I think I want to speak, I don't want to speak on behalf of your audience, but I know they all like love you and thank you for just being genuine, man. So
Damn.
keep doing what you're
Don't
doing.
make me cry. Nails. Jeez. Dang. Guys, you have any questions? Thank you for those words, bro, buddy. I really appreciate it. That's what we try to do here, and we try to instill that to our people, our homies, our beloveds. Young is the man. We love you, brother. Metamori, nice galactic ape, by the way. That's Metamori, the clone of Metamori. It's with the Y at the end. He's cool as well. Rice says APO. Yes, Alpha Play only. Alpha Plays only for sure. Brendan said 100%. Any questions, guys? Please ask them now if you want to know, because I'm going to give you like 30 seconds. Yeah, dude, I would love to have you back at the show and kind of see my collection, talk about the collection I have with the project.
I'd love to, man. Yeah, for sure. I love talking NFTs. My wife is sick of me hearing me talk about it, so it'd be good just to talk about it with someone else. So, yeah, I'd love to be back here.
Someone, Brendan said, does it release as chapters or as a full story? Good question.
It's chapters, yeah. So each drop will be another chapter and another character. So you'll only find out a bit of the story at a time.
Ooh. All right. Someone said, if I mint one character, will the others be airdropped?
They will be airdropped. Yeah. So you won't have to pay anything. They'll be airdropped to your wallet.
That's expensive, bro. Are you using Ethereum or Polygon?
Ethereum, but
wow.
I'm hoping ETH 2.0 coming around the corner might make things easier. The other thing that we're doing, which I don't want to keep talking about this, but we're going to buy a whole bunch of CO2. I think we're going to buy enough to cover our launch, and also the ongoing secondary sales as well.
Ooh, dude, I'm so happy that I got a chance to talk to you. Shout out to Metamori for the connection. This is the end of the show. If you have watched the show, all the audience and all the guests, this is where we allow the guests to channel their inner sensei. Let me hit the gong. All right. So this is the part where you can either shill a project, talk to your audience, say something very sincere, shill your bags, whatever you really want to do, you can do. You have the floor, bro.
Oh, me? I get to talk about stuff.
You get the last word. You get that. You got to channel your inner sensei.
Oh, channel my inner sensei. I'd say one thing to think about, guys, is stop looking at roadmaps. Start looking at stories. If your NFT is not giving you a story, it's not going to be here long term. Simple as that.
Wow, stories, guys. All right, we're going back to the Matrix. All right, the story is the most important. Take the red pill. You never know. You might go down the rabbit hole or the guinea pig hole, and you might find something you love. So, guys, sheesh, that was dope. That's for you, Brandon. That's deep. Yep, for sure. Someone said that's deep. Yeah, stories. You say that because why again? Just for the people at home.
This is the first ever NFT character series to airdrop 8 characters and 8 chapters of a story to the purchasers of the original mint over 12 months. It's a mouthful. It's so hard to explain to people, but we hope you come along and join us for this story.
I cannot wait for next weekend, right?
Next weekend we're going to be releasing a prologue of a chapter. So yeah, it's gonna be moving fast, man.
I love it. Dude, stay in touch. Mute your mic. We're gonna go to music. You can stay in the Zoom and we can have a little chat after, but we're gonna go to music. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being you. You know the rules. And live the dream, eat ice cream, and above all, stay content. Peace.
To say what I need to say, but I'm quite sure that you'll tell me just how I should feel today. I see a ship in